Hello, my name is Grian, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. We're going straight into the nether oh, that's making me feel sick. We're going straight into the nether for the start of this episode. Oh, why hello there. I am going to decorate my nether portal, but I've just realised I haven't actually shown you guys the nether hub. So a lot of you have probably seen this. It's been a project in the works for quite some time now, and I mean that, quite some time. Now, I actually didn't contribute that much, but one day, Iskall and Cub just went nuts, and they made this, a miniature map of the entire world. Now, there isn't actually any of the buildings or anything, or the main points, but it's so clean. You wouldn't even guess that you were in the nether unless you could see, like, you know, the red mist, but this is a nether hub, you know? This is crazy. And I absolutely love the way it looks. So these are all different hermits, bases, or points of interest. My one is over here in the ocean. Now, to make mine look more like my base, I'm going to edit this slightly. And don't worry, I've already got permission for this from the people that made it. So we're all going to sort of decorate it ever so subtly. Now, I need to make this 3 blocks. Otherwise, it's not going to work. But I'm just going to widen it a tiny bit. Make it just a tiny bit bigger. Because my base is really big on the server. So even if it's a little bit higher, it's not a big deal. Now, what I learned from Cub is that you can actually put item frames and maps on it. And it still works as a portal. So I can place these all the way around, kind of like in the Infinity Room, and I can turn my entire portal into a white color to match what my base looks like. Now, it's got to be like that, unfortunately. That's the minimum I can do, but hopefully this works. And then I can mimic the fact that I've got some pillars here, and I can try my best to make it seem like my base, which is why I've made it 1 block wider so that I can complete my 3-pillar system. Of course, this isn't going to look perfect. It's going to look like item frames somewhat because the light and there's the side, so you can see. So the side there, it's not going to be totally matching up. But on the whole, I think this looks pretty cool. You know what? That actually looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Now, if only I could make that white, but I can't. I tell you what I could potentially do is I could decorate it ever so slightly, just enough to make it look a bit more circular. That way it minimizes the obsidian, and I think that might be a little bit too tall, although my base is really, really tall. If it is too big, then of course I can just scale it down, but I think that's pretty good looking from what I can see. So, right, if this works, there we go. The portal is directly in the middle, and then I add the last map, and there we have the Grian base in miniature. So the problem was that I was flying around here, and I couldn't actually work out which portal was mine at a glance. But now, let's see what this looks like. You can tell, I know it's a bit out of focus, but as soon as you come into render distance, you can tell that it's mine. Actually, yeah, that's kind of a negative. The fact that if you're flying over here, you just see item frames. Yeah, so if you zoom in, you can see it, but I think that works quite well. I'd love to hear your opinions. I could perhaps try and fix this a bit more, but it's meant to be just a tiny representation of my base, and I think it's gone pretty well. I'm the first person to do this, so maybe people will follow my lead. I noticed that Mumbo doesn't even have one here, so I don't know how he's getting to the nether. He might be using my portal. So that's one thing off of my checklist. Now, I've been searching high and low through the mess that is my base, looking for the Iskall Architect LOL piece of paper. I cannot find it anywhere. This is a total mess. So I think I'm going to send him a letter in a slightly different way. We are going to send him a letter in real life. Yep, we're going to send him a letter in real life, but it's going to be so epic. So, let's crack on, shall we? I've already thought this out. I need to find myself these empty maps. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename them. So I've renamed this Check Your Mail. Now I've got a second one there just in case he does something that I'm expecting him to do. So we're going to go and find him and we're going to literally drop this piece of paper to say check your mail. Now because I'm smart, I've thought ahead and I've actually written out this letter and I've sent it ahead of time. If my timings are correct, which they're probably not, the letter should arrive very, very quickly after I've done this. And then by the time you see this episode... By the time you see this... by the time you see this episode, he should have already got it. So you can't even spoil it for him. Where has this phantom gone? On guard! I'm going to get this phantom mid-air. It's gonna be epic. He's going for me. Yeah! I got him! Oh, beautiful! I think phantoms are extremely annoying, but they're really, really cool. So now I've just got to wait for Iskall to actually get online so I can give him this note. Since we're waiting, we might as well check our shops. We haven't done that, and no one's buying sand. Oh, okay. A few people are buying sand. Maybe it's too expensive. You know what? Let's drop the price. Actually, I'm thinking that maybe I should take all of this stock back. Because we've actually, Mumbo and I, been starting to think about the Sahara project that I discussed earlier. I have set up 2 beacons and I have been flattening this world very, very slowly. This area here is where the shop's going to be and it's absolutely massive. As you can tell, I need 2 beacons. So the plan is to shape this area up and get it looking presentable before we build something. Now, I've actually produced a sketch of what I think is going to go here, and I think we could do just a tiny bit of work on it before Iskall is officially, well, if he accepts, officially added to the architect group. And then we can go full steam ahead on the Savannah project. And a lot of people commented, right, saying that I'm pretty sure Amazon is called Amazon because it's got lots of variety, just like the wildlife. So I was thinking Sahara could also have lots and lots of things, but our motto is, yeah, but we've also got a lot of sand. And I mean that quite literally. On the side, I've been collecting sand to sell in this project. I have actually got 10 shulker boxes full of sand. Now that is a lot of sand. So I'm thinking maybe we can play on that with our ethos kind of thing. What do you sell? We sell everything, but we also have a lot of sand. Just like the real Sahara Desert. I'm thinking maybe we need to talk to TFC because he's about to get the biggest shop on the server plonked right outside of his base. Maybe we could offer him an upgrade on the shack because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't think this has changed since the start of the season. Maybe he would jump at the opportunity, I don't know. And just my luck, Iskall has come online. So let's go and see where he is. I'm guessing that he's at his base. Is he there? Is he in the giant worm? He's usually somewhere down here. And I would know this because I love to mess about with this whole place. Hello? Anybody home? Okay, I can confirm that he's definitely not there, so I've got to go and find him. The only other place that I think he could be is in the shopping district. I don't know where else to find him. He's definitely online, so... Ah, there he is. Oh, okay, so now I know where he is. He's working on the rail network. So if I just get this. So the plan is I dive in, I drop the check your mail sign. So hopefully I could do this on the sly. There he is. If he's flying the... Oh, watch this. This is going to be great. I'm gonna rock up. He just totally saw it was me, but I did do an airdrop. He should see that it says check your mail, okay? Now, my first thought is that he's going to think in-game. This building here, the mail room, which I don't think I've actually ever seen. So, if I go straight over to Iskall's, and then I put, no, your real-life mail. Here's mine, and you've been jingled. Oh, it's just loads of selling stuff. Okay, so hopefully, Iskall will wrongly interpret this as the Hermitcraft mail, and then head straight on over there. Now, I kind of want to see this, so hopefully he gets the note. The real question is, why didn't I just say this in chat? The answer is because it's more fun this way. It's more fun to hand deliver notes, you know? I hope that oh, no, there is. There is. I knew it. I knew it. So he's gone straight to the mail room. So you're probably wondering what's going on here, right? Because this is all a bit strange. Why am I going through all of this? And the answer is I'm sending him the letter in real life, as you know. But what I haven't told you is this isn't an ordinary letter. I've really gone over the top. So I'm going to cut into real life now and show you the process that I went through to make this extremely special. Here we go. So if my calculations are correct, Iskall should now have received the letter, because I should have timed this fairly well, and later on I'm hoping that Iskall will then log back on later and let us know that he's joining Architects. But maybe he won't. Maybe he won't join us. Who knows? Either way, we need to get started on the Sahara project. Big time. There's a lot to do, and I've already started, obviously, and I'm actually going to have to move this rail network. I've already spoken to Ren. I'm going to move this underground because it's right where most of the building's going to go. So this is going to be underground with a glass ceiling above it. And I think we should probably move on to a quick time lapse of us cleaning this area up and preparing it for the build to come. So, since we're here doing a time-lapse, I thought I would talk about the letter time-lapse thing that you just saw, and how much effort went into it, okay? So, that wasn't just some random letter that I wrote. I didn't actually write it myself. I actually got a calligrapher, which is basically a professional writer, to do some fancy-pants writing on some stained paper. And I also ordered a custom wax seal, so it has the AT, which obviously stands for Architects, to make it seem all proper and official. And I went through a lot of effort to make this letter look absolutely phenomenal. And I think it came out well. I cannot wait to see Iskall's response. And guess who didn't press F1 for yet another time-lapse? That's me. On the screen, you can see that I've basically just taken the 3 levels and I've flattened them out and tried to basically make this area prepared for the giant build that's going to go here. So, along with Mumbo and hopefully Iskall, we will be able to start building this gigantic project now that everything is laid out properly. Alright, let's get back into game. And it's looking pretty clean now. So that's pretty much where I want to leave the Sahara project for now, until at least we can consult Mumbo and Iskall, because I can do this bit by myself. That's not a problem, but when it comes to the final design and actually putting down the blocks, I think all 3 of us have to do this. But there's now another project that I want to work on for the rest of this episode, and it's a little strange to say the least. So, a couple of episodes ago, a salmon figure appeared on, well, there's a couple right there. The salmon ghost, is that, did I just get one? That's the thing. I can't believe it. Yeah, this is it. It's totally a salmon head. So basically, one of these appeared very briefly. Maybe I'll show a clip of it right here. You can see it on the right, and it freaked me out. It dropped a pickle, and then it ran away. So yeah, it's a look at this. Look at this. Look at this He looks so emotionally dead. So I'm pretty sure this is what I saw. Everyone's been calling him the salmon ghost. Whatever it might be, this thing appeared in my video and nobody knows what it is. Since then, it's been seen in other videos. So Ren said that he's also seen it, and quite clearly, someone is messing with us. And essentially, I want to get to the bottom of this mystery. And there's no way that I can just, investigate this as myself. I think we're going to have to become a proper detective. So, I'm going to open a shop, well, more like a building, that looks awfully familiar to those that like detective stories. So I'm thinking I'm going to make it right here and create a bridge over, and we're going to become Sherlock Grian. So I think the first thing that we got to do is shave off all of this. So this is a good place to have the side of it. And I'm basically going to Google pictures of 221B Baker Street, which for those of you that don't know is the home of the fictional home rather, it's not real, the fictional home of Sherlock Holmes. So let's get cracking on it. This may also be a really good way for me to make a few diamonds, solving mysteries. Perhaps I can get to the bottom of who the Jingler is, although the Jingler's not really done anything for a long time, so maybe that's a bit pointless. But hopefully I can get a few clients in to pay me some money to solve some mysteries or something. I'm a smart cookie, I can figure this out. Now, the reason that I'm putting this building into the side of a mountain is because I'm a little bit lazy, to be honest with you. I can just build the front of it, and I don't have to worry about the rest of the building. This might not be tall enough, but I'm sure it's not a big deal if it overlaps just a tiny, tiny bit. So let's kick this off with a base. So this is bringing me back vibes from my video where I made, how to make an old-fashioned city, like a city-style stuff with terraced houses, which is very much why I want it in a cliff edge, so I don't have to make the back of it. This actually may end up being very, very tall, so I might want to thin this up a little bit. Now, I'm going to use the smooth sandstone, because I feel like this will work best. If you look up these London houses, the picture that I'm using as a reference for 221B Baker Street, it has sort of the yellow sandstone bottom, and hopefully this will match up. It's a little bit brighter than perhaps I would like, but it should work all the same. I'm going to add in any windows and stuff afterwards. Another thing that I wanted to mention actually in regards to the letter that I made for Iskall, he actually doesn't know anything about it. It might be very easy to just assume that I told him about it. He had no idea that I was planning this at all. I actually got his address, which I didn't know, from Rendog, who has actually visited him in the past. I had to do this so sneakily. I have noticed that this is actually going to be a lot taller than I thought. Now, I actually made it slightly over to the right here because that is where I believe the Sahara project is all going to go. So it's going to be right next to it anyway. But unfortunately, I think the shop is going to go right up. So it might actually be really funny, because I think Duke the dog over there is going to be peering over the top of it. And it could look really funny. But I also don't really want to cover it up, but I'm not sure what else to do, because I really think it's going to end up being about that tall. Maybe I should move it, or maybe I should continue with it. Because Duke the dog's not going anywhere, and the same with the Mumbo statue. There's not a shop there really, but it does seem a shame to cover it up. So let me know if I should move it, because I don't think I can actually continue this build any further than this. So I've got the bottom half started and getting there. There's obviously no window yet. There's no lighting, no details, etc, etc. But you get the scale that I'm trying to go for. The reason I can't actually continue is because I have no bricks. I'm going to make the top half out of bricks. It's going to be very, very reminiscent of Downtown Evo from that series, because it's basically built in the same style. But I can't continue for now, so if I'm going to move it, now's a pretty good time, but it's also a little bit too late. Hey, Duke the dog, if you're out there watching, can you let me know if it's okay, or send me an email? It's your permission that I need, really. Anyway, I think that is all that I have time for today. My goodness, did we get a lot done. It has been very, very productive. We have started on 221B Baker Street, which is going to be Sherlock Grian's new home because there's a weird salmon skulking around. We have done some work over here to the future Sahara project, and Iskau, actually I forgot to tell you, Iskau, here's a little bit of footage of it. I wasn't actually like recording at the time, but I just hit record. Basically he said, I accept, and I replied saying, okay lol. So Iskau is officially in Architect group, and we can get started on this project. There are big things coming, many mysteries to unravel, and of course many more projects to be built on. So that's it from me, everyone. Big thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.